Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today we need to take a look at some early pull rates for Crown Zenith. Now, this is really important. Before we go any further, I need to make this very clear. This is early data from one place, and it gives us a good idea about pull rates, and it's information I'm interested in, and I'm pretty sure it's information about which a bunch of you are going to be interested. So we are going to have a chat about this. We are going to look at pull rates and how likely you are to get certain kinds of cards, etc. However, I do need to warn you, this is early data. It is from one source, not multiple. And now it comes initially from 305 Supreme, but I'm told that those people are selling singles as well. So you may wish to bear that in mind when talking about this. Good. Shout out to Pokémon Deals community, incidentally, for making me aware of this. So with all of that borne in mind, what are we looking at? Well, the rarest cards pretty much are, I'm sure you're not surprised to hear, those gold cards. Now remember, there are 4 different kinds of the gold cards. You've got your Arceus, Dialga, and Palkia. Yes, like those old ones. And then you've also got Giratina. Now, these are just absolutely stunning, ridiculous cards. These are all drawn by Akira Igawa, an artist for whom I'm developing a very big fondness. And, yeah, I kind of want to collect these cards in English and in Japanese, but they're not cheap. Now, the data we've apparently got is that these are roughly 1 in 150. Buy 150 packs, get this. Now, I might do a video about this later on because I've had a bunch of people asking, but your general, and there are ways around it, but generally speaking, packs of Crown Zenith work out roughly in, if you take kind of all the products together, you're talking roughly $5 a pack. So if we're talking 150 packs, but you're going to be paying $5 a pack, that means you're going to have to spend $750 on packs in order to get these gold cards. That does not make these $750 cards, because you'll also have every other card from the packs. But suffice to say, if what you're really after is the gold cards, maybe don't try just opening packs until you open them all. Because if they're 1 in 150 packs, that means that you're going to be opening like 600 to get all of them. And 600 packs at $5 a pack, that's a lot, ladies and gentlemen. That's a lot. You're going to be talking about $3,000 for that. Although, let's be clear, no one's actually going to buy 600 packs and open them going, I'm going to get one of each of these. I've spent $3,000. It's totally worth it. No, ladies and gentlemen, that's not going to work. Do also please bear in mind a couple of things. Firstly, you cannot go and buy packs of Crown Zenith. You can only buy products that have packs in. There's no booster boxes, etc. Yes, I am fully aware that there are going to be some places that are selling packs of Crown Zenith, but are not actually selling packs of Crown Zenith that they bought. They have opened up products and are selling the loose packs from within said products. Also, if you do want to be picking up singles, and we'll do a video about this when the set actually launches, don't actually go and buy singles when the set launches. Give it a couple of weeks for the prices to settle down a little bit. Now, the other ones that are apparently extremely rare, the Precious Collection promo. Now, I told you about this, and I told you it was incredibly weird. It was in the Precious Collector box over in Japan. I did a whole video about it. The idea of this turning up in one of our products is weird and completely unforeseen. This is not generally the kind of thing we would expect. It's strange, frankly, ladies and gentlemen. It's very strange. But that is apparently also 1 in 150 packs. Now, again, we're talking data from one place. We're talking about not a huge amount of packs open. So, like I keep saying, take this data with a pinch of salt. But this is apparently just as rare as the gold cards, coming in at about 1 in 150 packs. One other thing to really bear in mind, because this is very important, you're going to see some people publishing data like this over the next few weeks. And you're going to see people telling you that actually these gold cards don't have the same pull rate. Of course, all 4 of the gold cards have the same pull rate. Of course, they're not going to print more copies of one than the other. They're going to print all 4 of them on sheets and just print sheet after sheet after sheet. Maybe there ends up being one which is, overhanging on the sheet so it gets 1 extra per sheet. But generally speaking, they should be exactly the same. So this is apparently just as rare, this Precious Collector promo. It's an amazing promo. It's one that I have a huge amount of time for. It's one that I absolutely love. I've got the Japanese version. I'm very happy about that. But again, don't be spending like hundreds and hundreds of dollars on this card before we even start going. Because the chances are this card is going to settle, even this card, is going to settle at somewhere around $50. Maybe $100. But anyone who pays more than $100 for this, if you want to, by all means do it, but you're going to end up paying too much in the long run. Now, in terms of the special art rares, as we call them, these being your V, V-Star, and V-Max special arts, they are apparently 1 in 38 packs. I should say this is specifically the Pokemon Vs. We'll get to the V-Stars and V-Maxes in a moment. And basically, they're a little bit more common than the V-Maxes and V-Stars, which I suppose you should be expecting. So you're talking 1 in 38 packs, which if you just bought packs at $5 a pack, you're talking somewhere in the region of $190. Again, that doesn't make any of these $190 cards or anything ridiculous like that. It just means that that's kind of roughly what you're looking at. Now, as in terms of if you're buying packs, these cards are all going to sell at like $10, $20, because that's just what they do. Like, I'm using Hooper as an example here. I love Hooper. It's got Okacheke artwork. It's absolutely stunning. I am a huge fan. But this is not going to be an expensive card. Like, I love Okacheke personally. That doesn't mean that everybody else does. And Hooper's not exactly some kind of ridiculous, amazing, stunning card that everybody is playing or anything silly like that. So, no. This is not going to be an expensive card. I fully expect to be able to pick this up for no more than a tenner. I think that sounds very, very reasonable. If anybody's wondering, in terms of the Pokemon Vs that are going to be in the set, the most expensive one in V-Star Universe over in Japan is actually Charizard. But we know that Charizard isn't in the set because we got it in the Charizard Ultra Premium collection. So that is actually definitely not going to be the most expensive in our set. In our set, it's going to be Suicune. That is going to be the one that ends up being the most expensive. Going by Japan, Suicune is a very clear number 2. And like I've said, there is a very clear number 1. But the clear number 1 is Charizard. And we've already had Charizard. So it's not going to be in our set. And the most expensive card in the set cannot be a card that's not in the set. For pretty obvious reasons. So yeah, we'll be fine, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be Suicune. Suicune is going to be the most expensive in the set. Now, moving up into your Vs and V-Stars special art rares, these apparently have a slightly lower pull rate of 1 in 30 packs. $150 if you're just buying packs. But again, with a set like this where there's so many fancy cool cards, etc., the deal should be quite simple. If you want to just open packs and get cool cards, buy packs. If there are specific cards you're after, buy singles, but don't buy singles in the first couple of weeks, because buying singles in the first couple of weeks is generally a very, very, very silly idea, because the prices start skyrocketing. And then you wait a couple of weeks, and everything is fine. Like I've told you, I'm going to be getting this Okacheke, the Hooper. But there is absolutely no way I'm going to go and do this in the first couple of weeks. I'm going to give it a few weeks, I'm going to let prices stabilize, and I'm going to pick it up for probably a $5, maybe a $10 if it takes too long for the prices to sort themselves out. That is it. Zero Aura VMAX is a nice little example here. I suppose I should actually say that 305 Supreme, who got this data together, They specifically mentioned V-Star alternate arts. I refuse to believe that the pull rates are different for V-Star and V-Max alternate arts because they weren't over in Japan. Over in Japan, in V-Star Universe, it was one per box, exactly the same. I expect that to be the case here. Not one per box, we don't have boxes. I mean, I expect every V-Max and V-Star Special Art Rare to have the same pull rate. Some of them will seem rarer than others, but the ones that seem rarer than others aren't actually rarer than others. They're just more sought after, so fewer people are going to be trading them, which makes them look rarer, but looking rarer and being rarer are very different things. So what about the artwork rares then? Things like Miltank, as an example, is just the first one I had to hand here. I don't know is the honest answer, we've not been given that data. Generally speaking, these are like one in every 3, 4 or 5 packs, something along those lines. Like if I buy something like the Pikachu, the Pikachu VMAX Premium Collection or whatever it's actually called, if I go and buy that, I expect to get at least one artwork rare. Now, I don't know, I've not opened any Crown Zenith. And there you go, Pikachu VMAX Special Collection, that's what it's called. I would expect to get at least one in that box. They're generally, going by previous sets, you're talking roughly 1 in 4. Let's be perfectly clear, that is a ballpark figure based on previous sets, not based on any data from Crown Zenith itself. But I know that was one of my first questions, and I don't have an answer for you, but I'm assuming a bunch of you are going to have that question watching this video, so I figured the least I could do was answer the best I could. Not a great answer, admittedly, but it is the best answer that I can give you as it stands at the moment. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. These pull rates are about in line with what we would expect, honestly. There's nothing particularly weird or terrifying one way or the other. It's going to be a cool set. There's going to be an awful lot of cool cards. One of the things, as I've mentioned already, that I would caution you about is that there are going to be a lot of very, very, very cool cards. For that reason, you do need to be a little bit careful here, because the chances of pulling the specific art rare, special art rare, gold card, etc. that you want, those chances aren't great. Singles, I think, for a lot of people are going to be the way to go, and I'll explain properly in a video next week. But for now, just please remember, if you're going to buy singles, as I'm assuming a lot of you want to, don't do it early. There we go. That's what you need to know. And now it's over to you guys. Tell me what you think about this, ladies and gentlemen. Tell me anything you want to tell me in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and a bunch of other card games, and to be fair, non-card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel. You can get some bonus podcasts, answer all of your questions. You can join a Discord and chat with us. And you can get shout-outs on the channel, like the lovely Joseph Fagette, who's been a supporter of ours for a few months now and seems to be a very lovely person. So thank you very much for all the support and for being a very lovely person. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.